All right, howdy folks, we should be live. It is Monday, July 21st, 12:57 p.m. is the time, and the temperature is about 21 degrees Celsius, and I'm here in a parking lot at Eglinton Park. I see some people in the chat already. There I am. We are going solo today. I don't have my trusty AI assistant in the passenger seat. I see Alicia is here, Jeanette, Canadian Vasily is here, Zach Thong, Bill Wilson, Prince Xavier, Muhan, Zach McNally, Todd Fuller, Joanne Ferguson, Alex Grimshaw, Aiden Thompson McGuire, and everyone else. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I posted a driving video this morning going from Rome Auto to Midtown. Now we're doing it in reverse, but I'll take a different route just to make things interesting. Long story short, I have to have this, well, I said I would have this car back today, so I thought, why not just stream the drive back? So that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully you can see and hear everything okay. I apologize for the air conditioning noise. That's just going to be necessary to keep the phone from overheating. There's not much I can do about that, but also huge thanks to Rome Auto. They lent me this car for the week, which I took up. All right, sorry about that. We should be back. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I've had to jack up the air conditioning. I saw a super chat come in. Alex Grimshaw. 3 pounds should be enough for a coffee with the exchange rate. Thank you, Alex Grimshaw. Thank you so much for the 3 pounds. Sorry about that little interruption there. But welcome to summer in Toronto and trying to live stream from a car. Huge thanks to Rome Auto for lending me this car. There is a link to them down in the description if you're interested in a short to medium term rental and you're in the Toronto area. Also, just a note, I cannot check the chat very much during the stream, so I apologize if I miss anything. But we're going to get rolling here, and we are going from Midtown to Etobicoke. Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I will try to do an e-bike live stream at some point. I'm going to roll down my window a little bit just to get some ambiance in here. But hopefully this thing doesn't overheat. gonna go to Eglinton and just go west for a while. This is Edith Drive. And if you're wondering, this is a 2025 Toyota Prius plug-in hybrid. And it has been a fantastic vehicle. We are now going west on Eglinton. Eglinton Park on the right. Maybe we could take this all the way to Royal York, and I could head down Royal York. That's a really nice road. And that'll give us a nice mix of scenery. Eglinton can be a little bit slow in places, so the Honda Indy, this will not be. As the driver in front of me is an idiot, blocking the crossing. But yeah, you can plug this thing in at my apartment, and it's got the charging cable in the back, but I didn't bother. It's running off of gas only now. I think about the first 70 kilometers I drove on the highway, we were on electric, and then it switched over to gas, and I've been on gas ever since, pretty much. This might be a mistake staying on Eglinton. What's going on here? Welcome to Toronto traffic. We're in the middle of the afternoon. You will barely be moving. Oh, I know what I can do. I can change the next red light. I'm going to change the mic on the camera. Alright, it should be smooth sailing once we get past Avenue Road. Sorry for the AC noise, I really have no choice. You don't want this thing to melt down and overheat again. Looks like there's some construction right around Chaplin up ahead. That was Spadina Road. That would have been a neat route to take going south. That would have taken us down by Casaloma. Might recall about a week ago I did a walking live stream through Forest Hill. That's the neighborhood just on the left. You know what? I don't really feel like sitting in traffic, so let's go left here. Traffic's going to be moving really, really slowly between here and the Allen. Hey, right at the red light, Mr. Clean, Paul Jameson. Mr. Stride Support, thank you, Mr. Clean. Thank you so much for the support, it's much appreciated. I wouldn't have been able to catch that if we weren't at a red light. Well, I see Vivian is here. Let's see if we get an advanced green. Nope. There's just someone waltzing through traffic up ahead. Thank you again, Paul, for the super. We're probably going to be stuck here for the light cycle. Wave at that pickup truck. As we go south down Bathurst. the quickest way for me to get there would have been to go up to the 401 over to the 427 and take that down. But I've done a lot of highway driving videos lately, so we're just going to stick to local roads for the most part. I do have to stop and get gas, so that'll be fun. I filled up at an en route on my way back from Prince Edward County. So this is going to be a very cheap fill up, maybe about 10 or 15 bucks. Okay. I didn't see anyone parked up ahead. I'm not sure why this guy is signaling left, but that makes sense. There is a truck blocking the way up ahead. And the car behind me keeps trying to jump lanes without signaling. The driver's getting kind of animated. It's like, fuck you, signal and come over properly. She keeps trying to like slip into the lane. I wish I had a rear-facing camera to show you guys. Alright, so where are we going to take Bathurst to? think I took DuPont in the video I posted this morning, so we'll avoid DuPont. Is Davenport coming up. Maybe we'll take Davenport for a little bit. Christie. Let's go down Shaw Street. Because why not? One of the best residential streets for cycling. This is where cops have been known to hang out and nab cyclists for slowly and safely rolling through stop signs. DuPont. And I have to turn. Oops. Well, I said I was going to avoid DuPont, and here we are, back on DuPont. That was short-lived. Well, let's go left on Ossington here. Whoa. All right. I have an idea. I think we're going to go over to Parkside Drive, the street with the infamous speed camera that keeps getting knocked down. Let's see if the speed camera is still up. As we're now on Bloor Street West, going west. Not the best place for that guy to be crossing the street. Looks like there's a movie shoot. There were a number of cars with parking permits on them, and there's a number of trucks here on the right. Yep. Oh, they're shooting at hurricanes. I just watched the Nick Johnson video that he posted, Toronto's seedy underbelly, and he went to hurricanes in that video. No, I will not be stopping at Long and McQuaid. We are in the hood, though. Why wouldn't I stop at Long and McQuaid? Yeah, a simple errand, returning a car. I don't really feel like making any videos or content going home, so I'm just gonna walk to Kipling Station and ride the subway back. I might pick up lunch on the way. This is Dufferin Street. There was a big festival through here last weekend. Big on Bloor. And I have a video coming up where I passed through that festival. And that will probably be Wednesday's video. Hey, we got the Popo in front of us. As we arrive at Lansdowne. Side note, I really dislike the gray police car colors. They look kind of militarized, in my opinion. They should be like the ones in the UK, very visible. Those ones are like white with splashes of neon green. I'm also not sure why the Toronto police need SUVs to get around. Long light cycle at Symington. Once again, we find ourselves at one of the ugliest intersections in the city. This is Dundas and Bloor. So when we get to Kiel and Parkside, I'm going to make a left. That should be coming up somewhat soon, actually. A street notorious for speeding. So I think I can make a left here. I don't see any signs indicating that we can't. So I missed this on my last attempt through here, but we're gonna check out Parkside Drive. This will take us alongside the eastern edge of Hyde Park. Posted limit is 40. Doing 45. Got a red light coming up anyways. That speed camera that keeps getting shot down isn't gonna show up for a little bit. That car behind me just snaked right around, no indicating nothing. Hyde Park Boulevard and one of the main entrances to the park. I think that pesky speed camera is just up here on the right. And it has not been restored. It is just a pole, a stump. It's more like it. So we're going to be going west on Lakeshore here. A lot of people at Sunnyside Pool, it looks like. Nice day for that. Gardiner Expressway left. Do I want to take the Gardiner or Lakeshore? I'm gonna have to do a little drag racing if I want to make the Gardiner. I'll have to go left. If I take Lakeshore, we'll stay right. Let's see. If I can get over to the left safely, I will do that. If not, we'll just stick to Lakeshore. Gardiner it is. That was fun. Should have stuck to Lakeshore. Like our lane is coming to an end. Or not. All these people moved over to the right just to have to merge back left. I guess I was the only one who saw that sign. The Ontario Food Terminal is just on the right. We are only going a little bit on the highway here. We'll be getting off at Kipling, which is the second off-ramp. Islington 1 kilometer, Kipling, which is us 2 kilometers. I like that sign. It just says, take transit. Yes, do that. The last time I was on Kipling around this time of day was a week ago. And we were intercepted by Howard Charco, who gave me some THC-laced cookies. There's the Queensway Kipling Mall on the right. I just did a video about that. People where I want to be here. All right, so the last time I stopped, we're almost there, by the way, but the last time I stopped, the camera overheated in the car, even though the screen wasn't on or anything, so hopefully it doesn't overheat. But I'm just gonna fill up on some gas. Diva Tequila loves this gas station. Justinsky says, my stomping grounds. Clint says, now I'm really at his stomping grounds. Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I gotta get some gas. I'll be back. Honey, I'm home. $8 What was the damage. I filled this up at an en route last. I don't know, that was pretty far. This thing gets really damn good mileage. Let me just check the chat quickly before we go 2 feet down the street and return it. All right, Lisa, take care. Just a friendly reminder, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. If you want to be notified when I go live next, probably on Wednesday. And I'll either be on 2 feet or 2 wheels for that one. We won't be on 4 wheels. I do go live every Sunday night as well on the Johnny Stumbles channel. You can check that out. And if you need a car and you're in the Toronto area, check out Rome Auto. There's a link to them down in the description. They hooked me up with this car, and it's literally like across the street from Kipling Station. So it's going to be nice and easy getting home. Let me make sure I can not miss it. I think it's just up here on the right. Here it is, just on the corner. I'm not really sure where they expect me to put this. I don't think I'm blocking the street here, but all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for tuning in. The only really open spot was blocking a fire hydrant, but thank you so much for the support. Thanks to our mods. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. Thank you, Epic Nation HD, and thank you to Rome Auto. All right, I'm going to sign out now and get this car returned. Thank you again, guys.